Good evening. I'm honored to speak to you today as the Executive Director of Congregation Shaarei Tzedek in my first direct message to the congregation since beginning my role this past July. As we know, Yom Kippur is the holiest of the holy days, a day that is solemn in nature, where we seek repentance and forgiveness from sin between ourselves and God, and also between ourselves and each other. Yet Yom Kippur is also a day of joy. This may sound surprising to some, but this holy of holy days is also where sins are forgiven and where we begin anew. It is where our relationships are renewed and strengthened, and where we can go forward from this point onwards with optimism and enthusiasm. It's our annual day of second chances, that we get time and time again to be better people tomorrow. And as Rabbi Nachman of Breslov once famously said, if you're not a better person tomorrow than you are today, what need have you for tomorrow? At the crux of being better people and engaging in true and meaningful repentance, we must uphold the values of humility and charity. After all, we all falter, make mistakes, say and do things we regret, and wish to genuinely make amends for these errors. When the Holy Temple stood in Jerusalem, various forms of sacrifices were offered for various forms of sins, in combination with heartfelt confessions before God. However, here we learn an important lesson, that actions don't always speak louder than words. Rather, actions and words both form a part of meaningful repentance. One can't just go through the motions and think it's enough to make a difference. Put another way, our sages taught us that the righteous act of charity itself is greater than the offering of any sacrifice, and that one can attain atonement through genuine acts of chesed or loving kindness. And at Shaarei Tzedek, we take this message to heart. Our daily work is not only intended to strive towards the lofty goal of acting charitably, lovingly, and kindly with our members, congregants, and community as a whole, but is entirely reliant on the righteous acts of charity that sustain our synagogue, our work, and our community as well. In my brief time here, I've seen the tireless work and dedication of our staff, board, committees, and volunteers. I've observed a sincere effort to act with chesed to make the congregation be the best synagogue it can be, both today and for future generations. To learn from mistakes, act with humility, and begin anew, as the congregation has done for over 130 years. So while we all seek repentance for the wrongs we have done, let's take the time to remember the value of humility, charity, and acts of chesed which have sustained the congregation and the Jewish people from generation to generation. Let's follow Rabbi Nachman of Breslov's advice to be better people both today and tomorrow. Shana Tova and Gemar Chatima Tova.